You know, a lot of us spend our lives chasing a six-figure net worth, right? We think that's the magic number where we finally feel wealthy. But what if that's completely the wrong target? In this explainer, we're going to dig into why your first $5,000 is actually the most important, the most crucial financial milestone you'll ever hit. Let's get into it. Look, you've probably heard this famous line from the investing legend Charlie Munger, and for anyone just starting their journey, it just feels so true, doesn't it? That first 100 grand can seem like this impossibly distant mountain you have to climb. It's totally intimidating, and it represents this massive financial hurdle that just feels completely out of reach. But here's the twist. For most of us, focusing on that $100,000 finish line, well, it's actually a huge mistake. It's kind of like trying to run a full marathon before you've even figured out how to jog around the block. The real challenge and the real victory is so much closer than you think. And this brings us right to what I call the six-figure myth. It's this belief that a big number is the goal, when in reality, true wealth isn't a result at all. It's a system. So this is the most crucial point right here. When you chase a number like $100,000, you're just focusing on a result. But getting your first $5,000, that forces you to build a system. And it's the system, the habits, the automation, the entire mindset, that's what actually generates wealth. The big numbers, they just come later. They're a consequence of that system working over and over again. And this breaks down the psychology of it all perfectly. A $100,000 goal. It feels distant, it feels overwhelming, and that often leads to, well, doing nothing. But a $5,000 goal, that feels actionable. It shifts the skill from just saving money to the much more powerful skill of system building. Okay, so to really understand why this first step is so incredibly hard, we need to talk about something called financial gravity. And there's a really powerful analogy that makes this whole concept crystal clear. So, I want you to imagine your financial journey is a rocket trying to get to the moon. Your destination, obviously, is financial freedom. But you can't get there, you can't even get started without first breaking free from Earth's atmosphere. And this is what we can call escape velocity. It's that initial, massive, all-out burst of energy and effort you need to break free from the pull of living paycheck to paycheck. You know that cycle, where every single dollar that comes in immediately goes right back out. Your first $5,000, that is your escape velocity. It's really the classic 0 to 1 problem. I mean, think about it. Going from having literally nothing saved to having something saved is the absolute hardest leap you will ever make. It requires the most force, the most focus, and a total change in your direction. This chart just shows the psychology of it so well. The activation energy, the effort to start a new financial habit is huge. But once that system is up and running, maintaining it becomes almost effortless. This is the big hurdle we all have to clear. Okay, so we know why it's hard. Now let's get into the how. How do you actually build this system, this wealth engine, that's going to get you to that escape velocity? The biggest shift you have to make is moving from reactive spending to proactive systems. Reactive is when your money just kind of happens to you. Bills show up, you pay them, and you just hope there's something left at the end. Proactive is when you tell every single dollar exactly where it's going to go before you even have a chance to spend it. You're in control. And look, here's a super simple, proven framework to do just that. The 50-30-20 rule, but automated. 50% of your take-home pay goes to your absolute needs, like housing and food. 30% is for your wants, all the fun stuff. And then the most crucial part, 20% is automatically sent to your savings and investments. It's not an afterthought, it's a non-negotiable part of your system.
So let me ask you this directly. Do you pay yourself first? Do you send money to savings the moment you get paid, or do you try to save whatever might be left over at the end of the month? That one choice, right there, is the difference between having a real system and just having good intentions.
Now, once you build that system and you actually hit that first $5,000 milestone, something really incredible happens. You don't just have money in the bank, you have something called the freedom floor. Some people just call it an emergency fund, but a much more powerful name for it is your FU fund. And listen, it's not about being aggressive. It's about having autonomy. It's about having choices.
The freedom floor is that safety net. It allows you to operate from a position of confidence, not desperation. It's the buffer that lets you say no to a project you absolutely hate, or leave a toxic job, or maybe take a chance on a creative idea without being terrified of immediate financial ruin. It buys you options.
Okay, so you've achieved escape velocity, you've built your freedom floor. Now comes the best part, scaling the system that you've already created.
I really want you to let this sink in for a second. The person who develops the habits and the systems to save their first $5,000 is fundamentally the exact same person who can manage a $1 million portfolio. The hard work wasn't saving the money itself, it was becoming the kind of person who could. The rest is just a matter of time and scale.
Think about it like this. Your first $5,000 is the proof of concept. It proves your wealth engine actually works. Getting to $100,000 isn't some brand new challenge. It's just running that same exact engine 20 times over. You've already done the hard part.
So I'll leave you with this question to really think about. Are you building a bank account or are you building a system? It's time to stop focusing on the size of the number and start focusing on the quality of your financial system. Because if you truly want to get wealthy, you don't build a big pile of money. You build an engine that creates it